Have you ever felt like saving money is just impossible? Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck, barely covering rent, and the thought of putting money aside feels like a joke. If that sounds familiar, trust me, I get it. There's a simple rule I call the $20 rule, which has helped me with savings in the past that I'll love to share with you. This rule won't make you rich overnight, but it would help you maximize returns or make your money work for you. It's about forming a savings habit, starting in the easiest way possible. Before we get into it, let me clarify. I'm not a financial expert. I'm just a guy who figured out a way to save money, and I want to share it with you. If you've been struggling to save even a little, this might just be the game changer you need. Step 1. Open a dedicated savings account. The first and most crucial step in building a solid financial foundation is to open a brand new savings account. Ideally, this should be an online savings account, as it allows for quick and easy setup without the need to visit a physical bank or interact with anyone face-to-face. However, if an online account isn't an option for you, any dedicated savings account will work. Just make sure it's separate from your regular spending account. Why is a new account so important? Because when you mix your savings with your everyday spending money, it has a way of vanishing without a trace. Before you know it, you've spent what you meant to save, and you're back at square one. This new account should function as your personal financial fortress, your break glass in case of emergency fund, your future me will thank me account, or even your escape the 9-to-5 stash. Give it a fun, motivating name if that helps keep you on track. Step 2. Commit to saving $20 per paycheck. This step is as straightforward as it gets. Every time you get paid, transfer $20 into your new savings account. No complicated budgeting apps, no spreadsheets filled with confusing formulas, and no overwhelming financial jargon. Just a simple habit that over time will make huge difference in your financial stability. Why $20? Because it's a sweet spot. It's small enough that it won't disrupt your day-to-day life, but big enough to make a meaningful impact over time. Let's break it down. If you're paid weekly, that's $80 a month, nearly $1,000 in a year. If you're paid bi-weekly, that's $40 a month, about $500 a year. If you get paid monthly, it's still a steady step toward financial security. And let's be real. How often do we blow through $20 without a second thought? A fast food meal that we regret 20 minutes later. A few premium coffee shop lattes, a random Amazon purchase we forgot about until the package arrived. We justify these little indulgences all the time. But when it comes to saving money, suddenly $20 feels like a sacrifice. Here's the truth. If you can afford those impulse buys, you can afford to invest in your future. Think of this as paying yourself first, because you deserve financial security just as much as you deserve that overpriced iced coffee. Step 3, manually transfer the money. I know, every financial guru out there preaches automation like it's the holy grail of saving money. Set it and forget it, they say. But hear me out, don't automate this. Why? Because there's power in manually transferring that $20 every time you get paid. It forces you to be actively involved in the process. When you physically move the money yourself, you feel it. You experience the act of saving, and that awareness is incredibly important. Think about it. How many times have you signed up for a subscription, let it auto-renew, and completely forgotten you were even paying for it? Automation makes things easy, but it also makes them invisible. And when something is invisible, it's easy to ignore. That's the opposite of what we want when building a strong savings habit. By manually transferring the money, you create a moment of mindfulness. You remind yourself why you're saving in the first place. You feel a sense of accomplishment each time you move that $20 over, knowing that future you is going to thank you for it. And, let's be honest, watching that savings balance grow because of your conscious effort, that's a whole different level of satisfaction. Another major perk? Flexibility. Life isn't always predictable. Maybe you have a little extra to save one month. Great. Throw in an extra $10 or $20. Maybe an unexpected expense comes up and you need to scale back for a paycheck or two. Because you're doing this manually, you can easily adjust without disrupting your system or feeling guilty about it. Step 4. Adjust the amount when you can. Once you've gotten into the habit of saving $20 per paycheck, it's time to challenge yourself. Can you do $30? How about $40? Maybe even $50? The beauty of this system is that it starts small, so small that you barely notice the money leaving your account. But over time, as your savings grow, something interesting happens. You start getting excited about saving. You see your balance rising, and suddenly saving money becomes fun instead of feeling like a chore. That's the power of this system. It's not about the amount you start with, it's about building momentum. Once you see your savings growing, you want to keep going. You start looking for ways to cut unnecessary spending, just so you can move even more money into your stash. And before you know it, you're saving way more than you ever thought possible. So start with $20. Get comfortable. Then when you're ready, challenge yourself to level up. Your future self will thank you. Why the $20 rule works. 1. It's simple and hassle-free. Big savings goals can feel intimidating. Hearing save $10,000 when you're just trying to cover rent and groceries can make you want to give up before you even start. But setting aside just $20, that feels manageable. When something is simple and stress-free, we're more likely to follow through. And consistency, no matter how small the step, is what truly leads to financial progress. 2. It keeps your savings safe. Mixing your savings with your everyday spending money is a recipe for disaster. When it's all in one place, it's easy to lose track and spend it without realizing. By keeping your savings in a separate account, you create a protective barrier, ensuring that your hard-earned money stays untouched and grows over time. 3. It builds a habit without the pain. Since $20 is a small, manageable amount, it doesn't feel like a huge sacrifice. You won't feel like you're cutting back or missing out. You're just making a simple, smart choice. Over time, this small action becomes second nature, turning saving into an effortless habit rather than a struggle. For it turns saving into a real, tangible experience. For many, savings feel like an abstract concept, just numbers on a screen or a goal that always seems out of reach. But when you actively set money aside and watch your balance grow, it becomes real. It's not just a number, it's security, a safety net, and the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have something to fall back on. 5. It turns saving into a game. Watching your savings grow is surprisingly satisfying. It's like leveling up in a game. Every deposit feels like a small victory, and the more progress you see, the more motivated you become to keep going. Before you know it, saving money turns into a challenge you actually enjoy. 6. It's completely risk-free. Unlike investing, there's no uncertainty or downside. Your money isn't tied up, there are no penalties for using it, and you're not gambling with market fluctuations. It's simply there when you need it, giving you financial security without any risk. 7. It boosts your financial confidence. The moment you see yourself successfully saving money, something shifts. You're no longer just scraping by. You're someone who takes control of their finances. That confidence builds momentum, empowering you to make even smarter financial decisions and take charge of your future. What comes next? Once you've built a solid savings habit, you can start thinking about the next steps, building an emergency fund, paying off debt investing. But don't worry about all that right now. Just start with $20. I know this isn't groundbreaking advice. Save money isn't exactly a revelation, but what makes the $20 rule special is that it's simple, doable, and effective. So, are you willing to give it a shot? Let me know in the comments if you're going to try it, or if you already have a savings habit, share what works for you. Now go open that savings account and start stacking up those $20 bills. Future you will thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and share. See you in the next one.